The guest is here. He can come and sit.
Yes, he can.
Okay. Leadership. Hello there, lovely. Good morning and welcome to Rise and Thrive Breakfast Show this morning. It is a Monday. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Tapelo Joe Smata. Now, this morning we are joined by MDI Director, Mr. Winter Muvombo. Mr. Muvombo, good to see you and welcome.
Thank you very much. Good morning, listeners and viewers out there.
Okay, fantastic. We'll be delving into the nitty-gritties of the proposed constitutional amendments. And as you all know, that there's a draft constitution that has been crafted. And obviously, Mr. Winter Mvombo here will be helping us delve into that matter. But as per custom, we want to see what the newspapers are saying this particular morning before we get into our discussion. Let's go to the broadsheet, the Zambia Daily Mail. Government Catholic Church bond unbreakable, HH. Mr. Mvombo, your 2 cents on that one.
You see, we have come a long way. The Catholics especially, they have come a very long way in this country.
Okay.
And we have seen what they have contributed to the governance of this country. Even at a difficult time, you maybe wish to know that actually they have got a number of schools in which they are supporting this government.
Okay.
To ensure that at least there is fair knowledge shared to them. And also they have also gone further actually to establish some clinics and hospitals somewhere there where they are helping us in terms of governance. They have been there to make sure that peace is returned to this country. They have been helping us, so they have come a long way, not only in this region. They have been there in MMT, they have been there in the PF, they have been there during UNIP.
Okay.
They have been there quite a number of a number of governors that have been taking center stage. So truly, we want to confess that the Catholics have been helping us, and there's no way through politics we can separate church from governance. Because
so the church,
you need the spiritual guidance for you who are in politics to make sure that you harmonize the opinions and also you harmonize the opportunity that lies there. You listen to the church for guidance. You listen to the church when you want to face any development that you need to undertake in a particular region. Look at what happened yesterday in Chikoni.
Okay. So let's kindly go on a short break, dear director. We'll be right back. Just a short, quick break. We are still with Mr. Mvombo here. We'll be right back.
Water is life. Each drop counts, and each must be cherished. Our tried and tested product meets all international standards. With our smart drip technology, we aim to deliver precision irrigation designed to reduce blockage and wastage, ensuring a high yield. RenGlow, your smart irrigation partner.
Okay, so we are still with Mr. Winter Mvombo. Please continue on your line of thought.
I was just saying that I agree with the president. The Catholic Church have been with us even before Zambia became where it is today.
Okay.
Because as you know that Zambia, I think we are about 60-something years, but I think the Catholic have been here 100 years plus.
Okay.
And they have done quite a number of impacts. When you look at it in the development, you are looking at what they have contributed in terms of education, in terms of health, and also we are looking at in terms of governance. They have been there with us to run a narrative of governance to ensure that our leaders are nurtured spiritually, physically. When I talk about spiritually, I'm talking about they should be the largest in terms of population in this country. So it's a fact that we can't take it away. And also the secondary is that when you look at the physical part, is that they are able to educate our children, they are able also to medicate our children through much of these clinics. They are also led by these Catholics that are taking center stage to help our population with the ailment that are rising there. So it is indeed that they have come a long way to partner with the government to make sure that they are side by side bringing development to this country.
Okay.
I totally agree with him.
Okay, fantastic. Let's go to another daily tabloid. And dear viewers, be rest assured that we are also live on Movombo Development TV this particular morning. But let's go to another tabloid, dear director. We go to a News Diggers, a daily tabloid domiciled right here in the capital city of Zambia, Lusaka. Now it reads with the headline, "No need for wider consultation. We are not amending the whole constitution." Sub-headline, Chiwombo Town Council pushes to normalize irregularities in CDF implementation. I know the main headline sets our discussion, Mr. Mvombo, but I want you to zero in on the Chiwombo Town Council, which pushes to normalize irregularities in CDF implementation. Maybe you can weigh on that one.
Actually, I want to, when you look at that clause, it entails that there have been a lot of irregularities in a way CDF has been acquired. It could be through skills or developmental loans and some sort. What I've come to realize that I think we are a nation that we are not prepared in the first place to have this CDF given to us.
Is the money too much?
Because not really that the money is too much, but I think it's the mind.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so it's a mind. It also borders on the capital of human resource that we have. The kind of people, individuals that we have in these councils. Okay, we have individuals that were used. Actually, that every coin that drops on their table, it has to be shared before the community benefit. It's them to benefit, and if it is a grow loan, before the public where they save benefit, it should be their children first and their wives and their cousins and the like.
Should that be the case? Should that be business?
That should not be the case, and that's why they are finding it difficult that they have got this temptation of still wanting to benefit. And we have seen that actually if you look at the accusation, even the constituencies, you will see how they have failed lamentably to use it.
Mr. Mvombo, I'm curious.
Yes.
You are from which constituency?
Me, I'm from Sinazongo myself.
Let's go to Sinazongo. Dear director, we have Dundumwezi, Kawata, Solwezi, Sinazongwe.
Yes.
Now, sadly, your constituency, Mr. Mvombo,
yes,
where you are coming from,
yes,
according to Transparency International Zambia statistics,
yes, with
the worst performing constituencies and the best performing constituencies, unfortunately, Sinazongwe is on the worst performing constituencies with 7% utilization of CDF since it was increased.
Yes.
You can see for yourself.
Exactly. And it speaks to what I've just alluded. Look at the way of performing, and if you go there, you find that most of those actually, most of them, they are new constituencies, others, they are old constituencies, but at least when you go to each and individual council, you find the human resource are at par. Okay. What we need to do in this country is also to look at the people who are sitting at the decision making of acquisition of these loans or development, because CDF entails that the government now shift the money from central government to the local government. Yes. And it is the local government who now need to sit with the WDC and the councillors, the MP there makes a decision on how they are going to acquire this money and use it for the benefit of the community. Okay. But you wonder, because when you are given that kind of a statistics, it tells you to say, people are not willing to develop this country. Simply in other countries, such individuals are supposed to be caged. In other countries, yes, even even ask them to resign.
Okay.
Because you are given 36.1 million and you don't use that money. You only use maybe about 5 million or 10 million. In other ways, the same 10 million that you have used again, it has been misappropriated. So what does it entail?
Mr. Mkombo, I know you are a man of numbers. So
Yes.
when we talk about 36.1 million,
Yes.
and we are seeing that only 7% of it was used,
Yes.
it means that's a drop in the ocean.
That's a drop. There's nothing. Actually, we have denied people, because now we should be talking to say, my part of that man has gone back to the central government, which is the Bank of Zambia.
Why is this happening? According to you.
Really, we need to look at the human capital.
Okay.
I keep on referring, because this is a human problem. It has got nothing to do with the institution or anything. It has to do with the human capital. What kind of individuals do we have in these councils? Are they capable of delivering to the people? What kind? That's why it also speaks to us who are electing these individuals.
Okay.
Okay? Because when you are electing these councillors, do they have the capacity? That's why last time I said, before you elect a leader, identify the problem that is in that very area. When you know, then you now need to look at what kind of a leader do you want to. Because that leader should come and address those problems. But in most cases, we are into full-fledged of politics. And we have left development. And that's
So
why
it's
now...
politics every
So
day.
yes. Even when you go to Sinazongo today, you'll be surprised, because we have made the reference of Sinazongo.
Yes, yes.
You'll be made surprised that it is politics. But look at the development. No one cares. Okay? Even when you look at the projects that are there, most of them, they have stalled. But the money is there.
Okay.
There's no people who goes, no government has bought those motor vehicles you call monitoring and evaluation. But those vehicles are meant to stay without someone going to do inspection. If they go, they don't enforce. You see? Even the contractors do their own things at their own peril. You understand?
Wait, Mr. Mvombo,
Yes, sir.
this reminds me. Councils continue to appear before Parliament
Yes.
on the Public Accounts Committee
Yes.
on local government.
Yes.
They keep appearing. Now, my question is, when those councils are cited in the Auditor General's report, and they are brought before Parliament, first of all, they've already wasted public resources.
Yes.
And hence they've been cited in the Auditor General's report, right?
Yes.
Then they use again public resources, our taxpayers' money, to come all the way to Lusaka to explain their failures, in most cases which they failed to explain.
Yes.
Then they go back again using our money. Now, my question is, when those council officials are found wanting, what happens to them?
Actually, most of them, what need to be happening is that the recommendation goes to law enforcers and they need to be arrested. Actually, investigations begins.
That's how it's supposed to be.
That's supposed to be.
Okay.
But I think for me, even waiting for them to appear 1 year later, after they have already stolen that money, they have already used that money for other things, and that is the money that cannot be recovered. To me, I'm calling on government to introduce law enforcement agencies to be part of the decision making in these councils.
Okay.
Like, I'll give an example. The ACC should be in each and every district. Because this is where decisions are made now. You see, we are coming from the central decision making. We are now talking about the local decision making because of the decentralization policy.
Okay.
So it means that even this institution that aid government to protect its interest should be now be moved into districts where these decisions are being made. Before money is sent wherever it is being sent, these agencies that give checks and balances to the decision that made should be in the districts. So we expect that DEC should be in Sinazongwe, like you cited. DEC should be in Dundumwezi, where you cited.
If it's Dundumwezi, in fact, you've done well to bring Dundumwezi. But dear director, bring Dundumwezi there.
Yes.
0.4%. That's zero.
Exactly. Now, why should you have a member of parliament there? That's a question that you'd be asking yourself. Why should you have a council chairperson there? Where is the district commissioner there? Where is the councillors there? When we have got such kind of numbers, 0.4. And when you go to Dundumwezi today, to be so precise, how you cry. I've been to Dundumwezi myself. When you go there, just the roads, it's in hell. Okay? When you go down up to Dundumwezi itself, the mountain there, you will find that people cover, my brother, 30 kilometers before they access where they can chance a vehicle.
But where is the money going? Because the president has made it clear.
In short, in that record that they have shown you, they are telling you to say they have not used the money. They have decided not to use the money. What they have used is just retro. Money has gone back to the Bank of Zambia. Okay? And the one that they have used, if you follow now on the 0.4, what you said, if you are to be critical, that's why in this country, and I'm urging of the president, with the new amendment, I think we need also to take it seriously, to recruit people who are of high integrity, who are supposed to do. We should not leave it to the council themselves to do. How can you be the one who is dispensing the money? You are the one who is supervising the work, and then you are the one to do evaluation and monitoring. In audit, that's an audit query already on its own. It means one of the laws here are not being implemented fully.
The councils?
Yes, they are given that vehicle. You saw those Land Cruisers that were given to these councils for monitoring and evaluation, where the MP goes there exactly doing the same thing. The MP is part of the CDF. He's an ex-official there. He's part and parcel of the problem. Now he's given a vehicle again to go and inspect his problem. You see why I'm saying? We need to have an independent monitoring and evaluation. If you are to be serious, independent board constituted to protect the interest of the Zambians. How? By making sure that they are a part and parcel of the team that sit independently to evaluate how much money has been used on skills, how much money has been used on projects, how much money has been used on youths and women. And if after that, these are the people who are supposed not to go and reinforce and check, because we need also to have an assessment. What impact do we have after this money has been spent on these projects? So these are the people, the right people who are supposed to have that vehicle. Me, I'm calling that those 156 vehicles misplaced, in the sense that you have given it to the thieves. After they have failed to deliver, you give them to go and monitor their own problems. After the Auditor General comes after 1 year, they come and check on how they use the money. They find they have misused the money. Again, you give them a vehicle, go to Lusaka and appear. My brother, what we are doing, we are not serious. If you mean to be serious, the way public money is used, eyes of the public should have every sight of how that money is used. Now, this is why I'm saying you could have let the council be in charge of the disbursements of that money. CDF committee to implement those things. After that, we should have monitoring and evaluation team constituted full of accountants who understand, lawyers who understand these issues. You understand? Then police who also understand fraud, how it happens. Then you have now DEC, ACC, and these other bodies, and also civil society must be part of that team. This is how you bring monitor and evaluation, because now you bring an independent view, looking at how that money was acquired, how money was used, and then what impact did the community benefit. Because you should go there. It's not just about using the money.
And how often should this happen if it were to be implemented?
Me, I would require that, like I said, all these oversight bodies must be there at the time of making a decision to spend any coin of the council allocated for that constituency. First thing. The second thing is that before the Auditor General comes in, we should have monitoring and evaluation. These are accountants, like I mentioned, who comes to check, sir, coin by coin, how did it move from the council account to the contractor. Check the contractor. Who is this contractor? Where is he coming from? Who made the recommendation of this contractor? How was the money used? Go on the ground. Check what work was done. Who did which engineer was assigned to monitor that project? That's how we become serious. Then at the end of the day, did the project finish? If it didn't finish, was the money used everything? If the money was used, the contractor must be held responsible to make sure that he gives the people the right project. If not so, they can be taken to court. That's abuse of resources. But in this scenario where we are, sir, that's why you are seeing those numbers.
Okay.
People are in the offices to make money. People are in these offices to make money. I'll give you an example. Some of these councils, they have actually created the proxy schools where they have taken students to go and learn. The other, actually the same Sinazongwe, I'm on record, I've taken Sinazongwe Council, by the way, to court. They are appearing now.
Okay.
Go to Sinazongwe, you find they are appearing because they took students to a non-existing school here in Rusak Counter Square. Children were learning at a market. You can imagine.
Market?
Yes. And almost 500 plus money was spent when a student didn't even get, and they were trained by a person who never went to any school.
Wow.
That's how bad it was. So if these things are coming out like that, I'm now asking actually the public and the media out there, follow out the case in Sinazongwe where money was spent on a school that never existed. We went to Taveta. The school was never registered. You understand? But money was paid. Wow. How many of such students went to a non-existing schools? And more ways to the same school, if I'm to mention it, is that they got certificates, fake certificates, that were not legitimate, according to Taveta.
Isn't that fraud?
That is fraud, totally fraud. But also is that how much as government do you have the capacity to follow on these cases to ensure that money being missed up is being corrected back? Because that company, a proxy company by some of the workers at that same council, should be held responsible to pay back the money.
Exactly.
Now, when we don't follow these issues, my brother, it comes back to us. What are we seeing now? Our children, almost 21 plus children, went to that school, got fake certificate, and now, as I speak now, they are on the street. They can't find employment because they have got wrong papers in their hands. Who is losing? Government is losing resources. Who else is losing? The citizens are losing resources because they cannot acquire the development that they wanted. So when you go, and that is not only Sinazongwe, if you go close all these councils, you will find that problem. I think you have seen it in Attorney General being raised that some of the schools never existed.
Yes.
Actually, they even affected some of the councils. They had said, we have taken the children to a named school. When you go there, you don't find the students. Money was diverted back to them. It's a caliber. The problem is the humanist. I mentioned it to you. The problem we have with this country, we have got no serious people in these institutions. There's a laissez-faire. We don't have a monitor. Because the council as it's supposed to be, the supervisor of the council chairman and the mayor, what are they doing? When they see all these things being done by their own juniors, does it now justify that they are also part and conduit of the same fraud which is happening? You understand? Where is the member of parliament? Okay? Because he sits and he listens to those reports. What has he done? You understand? So, we the citizen, with this report that I've seen here, we must ask government to account for this money. It is our money. So we need the report. What action has been taken for those who have fraud 7%, 2%, 3%, 0.4%? What action has been taken?
We can go to that list there.
Because what you are going to see again is that even in this year, sir, you will still find the same accountant who was there last year.
So there's the list.
Yes, exactly. What has happened to Dundumwezi? I want to know. Kabwata, what has no for 3%? We have got Mbala there with 4%. We have got Kabwe Central with 6%.
6%.
What is happening? Chinsari, 7%. Serenge, 7%. Malole, 8%. Kabushi, 8%. What is really happening? And we have got the same staff levels. When you look at Chipata there, even our director can bring that list again.
Okay. Director.
They are on 97. You understand?
Yes, 97.
They live in Zambia, these people.
Nyimba, 99.
And if you look at Nyimba, 99. Feira, 99. And truly, if you go on the ground, Monte Central, 100. Sure. Are we not having same people? Look at Malambo, 100. Chipangari, 100. Chongwe, 100. Kasenengwa, Lumezi, 100. we have got
Same National Assembly.
Same National Assembly. Same member of parliament. Go to in parliament. They go to chamber, the same councillors we have. Same. Why are we having difficulty to utilize CDF?
Same money given.
Same money given to all the councils. Why do we have problems? At least if we had different laws that regulate, then we'll be saying maybe there are stiffer laws that regulate and they are failing to use that money.
Okay.
But here we are talking about the commissioner for local government employs same numbers and accountants are vetted. Then the human resource at that council, they all go through the normal process of recruitment. But why do we have, and I also want to challenge the local government commission.
Okay.
Why should we allow the same people who failed to use that CDF for last year to continue being at Sinazonga Council, to continue being at Dundumwezi, to continue being in this? What are we doing to our people?
Just on that one, you talked about something where you said there's a laissez-faire attitude in
Yes.
these offices.
Yes.
My question is that when you watch parliamentary proceedings, when they come to these committees,
Yes.
it's like it's a family meeting.
Exactly.
It's a family meeting you're having, and then you are told, go put your house in order, then come back. People's monies have been misappropriated. People's monies have been squandered. And you as a member of parliament, you are telling the erring council officials, together with the council chairperson, to say, council secretary, sorry, to say, go back, put your house in order, the next time when you come, hope you are going to improve.
The procedure of the councils, or let me say parliamentary, local government parliamentary account, for people to come and appear.
Explain
It
themselves.
has been taken as a tradition. So thieves comes there to answer questions.
Very humble.
And go back and again it continue stealing. What I'm calling is that people must be arrested.
Okay.
People must be fired. What would have seen by now is that transfers could have been flying. Individuals from Dundumwezi who are not ready to go, they should go and learn what is happening in Chipata. You get an accountant there or somebody who is supervising this town clerk who are there to be transferred to other places where development is lagging. Knowledge is rent. And if I'm failing, I need you to come and supervise me. You understand? So if you don't do the transfer, the same people who failed to handle CDF last year continue being at that office. What change do you expect?
Do you agree that some members of parliament who sit in that committee, also their constituencies are on that list?
Exactly. Exactly. But
Of the worst performing constituencies.
that's why I've said, even when they come
Some
to,
members of parliament that are busy questioning these councils,
yes,
their own constituencies are amongst the worst performing constituencies.
it's like you become a judge, but at night you are a thief.
A criminal.
So you will be now lenient on how you question that person and action taken to that person. Because you
you're
realize
also a culprit.
Exactly.
Okay.
So what we need to call now, even the president should also look. We are going towards a general election.
Exactly.
And it speaks volume for me. How are you going to retain the same member of parliament that cannot understand the policy of government?
Okay.
How are you going to retain that council chairperson who failed to use the CDF? You understand? So actually, the president should use, if you are talking about the ruling party, should use this as a benchmark. Any council that could not perform, the council chairman, its leadership must be transferred. And the council should not, that council chairman must not be given an opportunity to go and contest. That member of parliament whose constituency failed to use this money must not be given that privilege to go and come again and abuse the people's money. When the people in the constituency, they don't have a maternal clinic. When the people in the constituency, they don't have crossing points.
Okay.
When the people in the constituency, they don't have schools. Why do we want to allow the same people who are abusing the resources to continue? To me, that's where the question comes in. So if we are to be serious, sir, the civil servants who are at that is council, whatever council that you can mention, those who failed, they must be transferred. Bring new people. Transferring is not punishing. Transferring means that they should go and learn somewhere else where things are done properly. And you bring people who are serious to that district so that at the end of the day, because now what I want to ask you is that, are you aware that in the coming made by 2030, who have not equitable distribution of resources, what you are going to be seeing is that district now start varying. This district has developed, the other district doesn't. But this is not the aim of the CDF. That's why the money is given equal, is to make sure that all the districts move at a par. And the whole reason is that the more remotest areas, district, should develop actually. Look at Rumez where it is. And to score 100.
And it's at 100%.
Yes, and look at where it is. And suffice to say, we have got constituents who are near, like Kabata. Just Kabata here in Rusaka.
3%.
3%. Then you have got a member of parliament there. You have got all these councillors there. What are they doing? People should learn to resign. Actually, before you are fired, people should ask themselves, am I worth to be continuing wearing what I'm wearing, to go and sit in that office and dispense government resources when I'm failing to use it in the first place? It's in the act, it calls on the morals. Don't wait for government to act. Resign. That's what I'm telling.
Okay. You have heard it for yourselves. Resign. Let's go to another daily tabloid before we get into our topic of discussion. Don't ambush Zambians. Gerrymandering aims to give one party more parliamentary seats. Mwenye. That forms part of our discussion. We are coming back to that.
Okay.
Reprimand insulting leaders. SP ages UPND. No one died because we are wise. Nalumango. Timing procedures for amendments wrong. This will form part of our discussion.
Yes.
Let's go to another daily tabloid. We see what's there. The Nation. You address this one. No rift between UPND Catholic Church, says HH. Then sub-headlines there. GBM fights on, renews bail application pending appeal. Minor Soko Military Hospital sued over botched tooth extraction. Skyle demands public inquiry into fuel supply scandal. Okay, I think we have addressed some of these issues. Let's go into our main discussion. And this is the elephant in the room, Mr. Mvombo.
Yes.
This has been making headlines on different platforms, in different media outlets. And this has to do with the constitutional amendment. Now, let me give a background story. When the president was in northern Nkasama, he said, we have agreed to amend the constitution. Then obviously, people said he was quoted wrongly and the like. He went to Western Province, he said, the youths have agreed to amend the constitution. The UPND, hope I don't misquote him, but I listened to his interview. Communication specialist, Mr. Hamasaka, said, we consulted the church, we consulted the CSOs and other stakeholders. They agreed. Then the UPND newly appointed, who's this?
A spokesperson.
No, not the spokesperson, the consultant.
Okay.
He appeared on one of our
Oliver Shalala.
yes, radio stations. He said, we are yet to consult. I listen cleanly. I'm a good listener.
Yes.
I pride myself in that, Mr.
Okay.
Mbo. Yes, so I listened to him. He said, we are yet to consult the church.
Yes.
So now the president himself said, okay, we have a draft constitution. Now, this has raised a lot of eyebrows. Why before 2026? Why are we amending the constitution? Now, there are issues that have to do with delimitation. There are issues that have to do with the president. Me, I'm following what the president said. He said, do we want proportional representation of the women?
Yes.
We need more numbers for women to be in parliament. Isn't that a good thing? That's what he was asking.
Yes.
And yesterday we saw some UNZA students. UNZA represented their union. We saw Levy
Yes.
also being represented. And other CBU.
Yes.
We saw them coming together and saying they support
Yes.
the constitution amendment. Now, as a citizen,
Yes.
who's passionate about Zambia,
Yes.
who's passionate about development, who's passionate about the goodwill of this country, Mr. Mvombo,
Yes.
let me find out from you. First of all, when you heard about these constitutional amendments, what was your initial reaction?
Wow, it was even great.
Okay.
In the sense that I will just touch on the delimitation.
Okay.
Because also it's part of the amendment.
Exactly.
Okay. It says as it reads, we shall have 156 constituents.
Yes. Yes.
It ends there. It means if you were to increase any constituents from there, we have to go back to the constitution
To amend it.
to amend it.
Okay.
And also the other question we should make is that is the constitution static or dynamic? The constitution itself, it is dynamic. It means we should agree a constitution must be changed time and time again to address current situation, past situation, and future situation.
Okay.
Now, what is the past situation? The past situation is that we had 156 constituents. We should, you and me, we should agree. And now, we are seeing other constituents. Are you aware that actually, when we go back again to, it will touch on the councils again. When you look at certain constituencies, my brother, we have got constituents that are sitting on 21 wards. You can imagine?
Yes, yes.
And then we have got also constituencies like Chawama, which is sitting on 4 wards. Now, you can understand that the one which have got 4 and the ones that have got 21, how fairly are we distributing the resources? You understand? And these who are 21 actually, they are like constituencies like Gwembe, okay? The constituents like the one in Livingston, there just after Livingston, where this honorable is, Honorable Anderek Katombola. It's the biggest in Zambia. Now, how would we expect them to deliver equitably when the constituency itself, it's bigger, almost like a province? We cannot have, even if you give them 36.1, together with Kawata, together with these others, together with Rumezi, you expect that them they will form because other areas won't be touched because the money is not available.
Wait, Mr. Mvombo. On that list, I saw Monza Central.
Yes.
Which is doing well.
Yes.
Then you look at Monza Central.
Yes.
It's bigger than Kawata.
Exactly. So when so Monza Central is there.
You look at Kawata, it's at 3%. Monza Central, Kawata is bigger than Monza.
So in that terms, we need to look at now the oversight of human resource.
No,
because we now need to deal with it. What kind of leaders do we have in Monza? Okay, you have got Mutenguna there as a chairperson. It's not an easy guy, and it's coming from civil society mind. By the way, you should know that.
So it's a no-nonsense.
It's a no-nonsense guy. Okay, and the Monza itself, it also has other constituencies that surround it. Okay, such as Momba. We have got Wengwa. They all come back to Monza as a district.
Do you have Wengwa there? I'm interested with Wengwa because that's where the president comes from. And that constituency needs to be taken care of because that's where the president comes from.
In short, what I'm trying to demonstrate to you is that it is a must that we need to amend the constitution because we want to attend to this. But I want also to dive to those who are arguing. I wanted to make you understand. They are not arguing that we can't amend the constitution.
What's their argument?
Their argument is that because the government has not provided which articles or which clause need to be amended.
So they
are filled. So they are filled with the desire of uncertainty in their mind to say maybe the president wants to increase his term limit. No, the president wants to do this. So they are on the wrong side. So what I want to ask for government is that quickly avail us the clauses that need to be amended so that you limit the debate. You understand?
Because time is moving.
Exactly. So now you bring the debate to what needs to be discussed. Because the current discussion, I can't even comment what is in the opposition. Because what I'm seeing,
let me
just criticizing.
Let me remind you.
You see?
There are some speculations that the governing party wants to increase the presidential terms from 5 to 7, others are saying 10. Then also, there are suggestions that the governing party, speculations, that the governing party wants to amend the constitution in such a way that you do not vote for Mr. Mvombo as a president, but you vote for a party. So regardless of who the UPND decides to put there, you vote for the party, you don't vote for the individual. That's what speculations out there. But the president I followed him keenly. He said, we want proportional representation,
Yes.
where women also have a stake in national decision. So it will be, the constitution will mandate each party to adopt women so that we have a certain number of women representing their fellow women in parliament. If the constitution will say 50 women should have seats in parliament reserved for women, then whatever you do, you need to adopt a woman.
Exactly.
To meet those numbers.
Exactly.
So that's how I'm looking at it.
So
but we're yet to get, obviously.
Basically, let me narrow it now. Let me combine what the president meant and also what is being discussed. Truly, we misquoted the president.
Okay.
Because I feel when he mentioned that we need to have equal representation in parliament, especially on the fairness of women and the youths. You can agree that the vote that brought the government of the day today was actually largely voted by youths.
Exactly.
But when you go back to parliament, check the number. How many youths do we have in parliament?
There's only one.
So are we fair?
From Nairobi.
The question I want you to answer, and those who are arguing that we should not amend the constitution, are we fairly represented? The answer is no. So the youths need to be fairly represented. And you have seen, it's not that we don't have the clause that allows youths to participate. But I want to say, we need to amend it in such a way that we now talk about figures. If you are saying 30% should be women, there should be 30% women. Then again, another 30% should be youths. So when you add the total, it will have 60% of both women and youths. And we leave 40 for our brothers and sisters who are already in parliament. These are not the people above, yes. But the current right now is that we have got a lot of the senior citizens sitting on the parliament. That's why they sleep, my brother. You have seen where the president is addressing them, and the people are dozing, they are thinking of their grandchildren home, they are tired. You understand? Even using of that platform where they want to speak, it's a problem. Some will have to learn and learn. Others have to operate the same computer sits before him for him to use. Others have even lamentably failed.
Yes.
Some actually have gone to parliament from day one to the end. They have never spoken. And yet they get paid. Now, I want to ask a question to you. You are youth also. I want to ask a question.
Please.
How would you feel to be represented by someone who is not a youth and preside over the interest of you being a youth? Is that fair? Because we are talking about the Vision 30. We are talking of the Vision 2060. Some of these people who are in parliament today will not reach that 2060. So do you think they are going to represent your interest fairly at that time?
Or when they know they won't be there.
When they know they are not going to be there.
Oh, okay.
So in the sense of equal representation, we must have numbers that decide on what we want as youths. Because we want to take care of 2060. That's how countries develop. You go to Europe today, you find that parliament is full of young people. Just our neighbor here in Botswana, look at that young girl who is being given a very huge position. And she's delivering.
She's in her 20s, yeah?
Exactly. 21, at the age of 21. You are talking of experience. You can't beat me with experience. My brother, we had Devenon Mwanga. At the age of 21, he became a minister.
Exactly.
What experience? Exactly. So what experience are you going to tell a youth? What is required? We need to amend the constitution to allow the youths, even by population. Let's go to statistics. Above 65, actually 65% of this country are young people. You can't take away that fact.
So why, if young people are making a huge chunk of this country's population, why are we not seeing them being given positions? Yes, don't give them more than they can chew, but why are we not seeing them being placed in key areas? DCs, permanent secretaries, appointed as members of parliament, because the president has got that right to appoint. Yes. So why are we not seeing them being nominated as members of parliament, driving key areas of these ministries? Why are we not seeing youth being?
First of all, we have to look at the constitution.
Okay.
For me, if you were to make a decision that is going to protect everybody.
Do we need political will?
Exactly. And that's why the president has stepped in. Unfortunately, has received the criticism. But for me, I saw a leadership in him by saying, no, what you have been doing is not correct. We need to have numbers of women. You know, women are the people who look after me and you, home. You understand? Meaning they have got a lot of issues. Right now, me and you, we are seated here. We have got our wives home. Look at the issues that they go through on daily basis.
Yes.
You understand? But at the end of the day, we leave them when it comes to decision making. We want to preside over their affairs. You understand? Are we being fair? The answer is no.
Okay.
We have got more youths out there. We still want to live with them and use them for violence. Now people are calling them youths should go on the street and protest. Ask yourself, you want to go and protest for the cause that empowers you to be in parliament?
As a youth.
As a youth. You see, somebody wants to use the politics to tell you to say, go on the street and protest over your own
And that's an old
right.
man telling you
And that's an
like
old
that.
man telling you like that. Why can't he get his children and go on the street if you want to protest? Or frontage his children in front so that we see what is going to happen. Why do we want to continue harming our youths when we should use them for production? You mentioned here that we need youth to be appointed in key position.
Yes.
If we do not have a role that compel leaders, president, DCs and everyone to bring numbers of youths. Look now under CDF. I want to speak what terms are. There is 5% that is given to the youths. 5% is given to the what? Women.
Okay.
And this is how it's supposed to be. In every given decision, we should have these percentages because we want to leverage equity. And equity entails that everyone who is in that country participates in the development of that country. We cannot leave development to the elderly people only. I'm not tossing them away, but what I'm saying is that in as much as we want them to be part and parcel, because experience is important.
Yes.
But we need to be fair on how we nurture a leader, a young person.
Okay.
So this also goes back to politicians. As you are a member of parliament of that particular constituency, you should be thinking about who is going to succeed you. Don't look amongst yourselves. Look for the young people who can take over you and who can bring new development to that area.
Okay.
But if you are going to leave it the way it is, and you don't amend this constitution, I'm telling you, last time we had actually one member of parliament as a youth. I can predict to you, in the current constitution, you have 0.
Okay.
You understand? So what does it tell to me as a youth? Why should I go and vote when I cannot be the one to make a decision? What's wrong? You where you are seated here, you're a director. If you can do this work that you are doing, can you fail to be a member of parliament? You can't. So it is high time, also us as youths, it's a high time we invest hope and strengthen our brothers and sisters who are youth, who are aspiring to go and stand. You can take you back from the time the president made another declaration in Western Province on the Youth Day. How many youths now we have seen on social media wanting to contest?
There are a lot.
There are a lot, isn't it? So it means that is an empowerment to them. You understand?
So they are listening.
Yeah, they are listening. And they are able to come on board to say, no, even me, I want to contest. And I'm encouraging, actually, here, if you are hearing this voice, I'm encouraging more women, more youths to aspire to stand come 2026. Don't be bullied. Youths, look out for your own youths members to go, and if it means give an independent vote for your youth, go and do it. Because it is you, the youths, who are suffering today, who need to come up with a solution for tomorrow.
Okay.
Now, if you don't want to vote for your own youth, it means we'll continue being used as tools of violence.
Okay. So, Mr. Mvombo, if I'm getting you correctly, are you saying that yes, we need the Madalas team?
Yes.
We need the senior citizens.
Yes.
However, their kind of leadership has lamentably failed.
Failed. Yes. It is true.
Okay.
We need to agree. It's true.
Okay.
We are the numbers here, sir. And when you go there to those constituencies,
No, we can go back to that.
if you go there and
we can go back.
you can ask the
Our
director to go back.
has it.
All those constituencies where we have failed to use CDF, who are they? Go back and check.
I'm not seeing any youth. Dear director, please bring back
So,
that.
It's actually a fact.
So look at
Numbers don't lie, director. Numbers don't lie. What you are seeing there, it's actually a support to the president that the older Madaras have failed. And that's why I'm saying
they need to retire.
Not really retiring, they can do other roles like advisory role. They can participate in exactly. Even they become a DC somewhere there because actually it's not all that is required to make a decision that aid development. But they can do advisory role. But this time around, let us allow more youths to be in leadership because we need, even in Parliament, we want to have real debates.
Okay.
And not mockery debates. We don't want it to be demeaning as youths. We don't want someone to call us name like we used to hear in the past where we are called disgruntled youths.
Oh yeah.
You understand?
Oh, yeah.
We want to be the one that can be called on the table and asked to say, how do you want this country to move forward? There's a digital world today. People are moving. We are seated here. People are planning on how they are going to be. You know, serious countries now, they are seated somewhere discussing how they are going to raise billionaires. And in terms of policy and the allocation of resources, it's supposed to target those individuals. We have got youths today who are doing entrepreneurship. Where are we leaving them out of funding? We have got a lot of youths right now who are in this city market and all other markets trading. Where are we leaving them when it comes to empowerment? Because if you are going to leave empowerment to people that have retired, senior citizens, they will continue doing the easy work that they are doing. But
Because they are retired.
Exactly. But give a youth will be thinking, I can collaborate with my brother there to make it a cooperative. And it works. And I want to urge the president. In 2022, he told the youths to form cooperatives. Are you aware that a lot of the youths went outside there, united, formed cooperative, but to date, acquiring just loans from the council, it has failed. And amongst those youths is from those constituencies where they have underperformed. When you go and check on the cooperatives there are a lot of cooperatives that have been formed there, but they are not funded because one chooses to fund his own relatives. We have got the council chairman being arrested because he got money using his own personal company. Those are issues, my
So
friend.
our director will be bringing in that list up. And talking about funding when it comes to cooperatives, I have seen cooperatives where I went to cover.
Yes.
I won't mention the constituency, but it's within Lusaka, so that the MP knows. I went to cover. Then a couple, a husband and wife,
Yes.
were given 200,000 kwacha. And these are only two people. Nothing like they came up, they formed a cooperative of 10 people and they're like, no, just two people. And they got 200,000. Others were getting 150,000. And they're even saying, with this load shedding, it will be very hard to pay back this money. But they're getting the checks, yeah? And they're saying it will be very hard to pay back this money. Now, my question to you is, how can we begin? Because I feel that has to do with the mind. How can we change people's mindsets to treasure government resources?
Exactly.
Because people will say, Niva Boma,
Exactly.
Fiamuteko, Kizamuso.
Yes.
Let's squander the money. And it won't be taken anywhere because it's government money.
CEC, they have reported that they have failed to recover billions of money.
Yes, they are saying they're engaging now a debt collector.
And now they have to pay that debt collector.
Exactly.
You should know that. And you and me, my money has to pay that debt collector to engage. Because
Yes.
most of the people who got those loans were political aligned. And when you look at them, most of them, they could be elderly people.
Exactly.
You understand? My point of departure, I want you to understand that when you empower youths, there will be more economical participation in an economy. Because if we take a town, let's go there and check who are driving that town in terms of economy. You find that most of them are the youths who are in saloon today, who are running welding machinery today, who are actually running restaurants today. But these are youths that cannot have a chance, like you mentioned, to acquire that money. But you have given money to people who are already 80, 70. I'm not saying it's wrong to give them. It could also be a good thing to do. But you should also look to say, how are we making sure that the economy doesn't collapse? Because if to corrupt the economy, it means that those who participate, they don't have chance to get to finance services. Okay. So what I'm calling is that government should make a delivery policy. That's why ministry like Ministry of SMEs, Commerce, reserve those institutions for the young people. Because the target in it is to make sure that we touch on small people, on youths on the market, the young people who are graduating from University of Zambia who don't have jobs.
But if you talk about the Ministry of SME,
yes,
we even have some comments on our Facebook page,
yes,
where viewers, yes, and followers are saying, what's the use of this ministry? We don't see it actively engaging the youths, actively engaging the marketeers, actively engaging traders on explaining its purpose and how they can acquire some of these empowerment funds. Same applies to a Ministry of Commerce.
Yes.
We see those that are responsible for those ministries appearing on radio stations talking politics,
Yes.
but we don't see them talking about driving the economic agenda of this country.
You remember last time I mentioned to you, I said the biggest problem with this country, we politicize a lot. 95% of our work, day to day, go to this radio station, TV station, is politics. We rarely talk about it, development. You understand? And a ministry like a small scale and commerce should look at, is it, actually I want to ask them a question. Is it right at this point to depend on FDI, which is foreign direct investment? Right now, when Trump is pushing us on the corner, because he has freezed his aid, it is time we need to look at local empowerment, local boosting of the economy, okay? And we are not prepared. That's why we are hit the most. The president said we are strapped on the double chicks.
Yes,
that's the
that
word that
the
he used.
president.
So it means that right now, imagine we have to depend on the local participatory in the economy for economy to be revitalized. But how are we going to reach there when the people, the young people, are not receiving those finances? And the banking system also has contributed. We have got a lot of collateral risk. The rating of borrowing is not favoring them. Exactly. Are not favoring the young people. If you go to any bank today and you want to get a loan, they'll ask you what asset do you have. Imagine at your age, you're just graduating from the University of Zambia. Then you are asked to say, what asset do you have? If you don't have asset, then you don't qualify. So they are much on limiting who should do business.
Is this why civil servants are now forging their pay slips?
Exactly.
Editing their pay slips so that they look clean and then they are able to get a loan and disappear? Is this why we are having such cases?
Exactly. And I want to be MDI, actually, we have taken a very bold decision.
Okay.
We have started engaging banks. So far, we have visited 3 banks. And I want to make it a point that you can contact us as MDI, because at least for people who are in business, we are able to lobby finance to you, especially those who have tenders running, who have got contracts running. We can now link you to the banks where we have asked them to have an innovation plan to aid financing to people like a youth behind my camera there who can't afford to have an asset, but he has got a vision and a plan on how he can develop his own country, so that is given finances. And the banks aid the financial discipline. They lock a system in such that he cannot have access to abuse the money, but he has got access to deliver the project that has been given.
Okay. So now let me ask.
Yes.
In line, don't lose your thought. Let me ask, what happens to that youth that is running a barber shop like James in Kalingalinga, like Andrew in Mutendere that runs a barber shop, and they are saying, I want to expand this barber shop, I want to buy more clippers, I want to employ my fellow youths. I'll have one in Mississippi, I'll have one in Chawama, I'll have one in Kuku, I'll have one in Mandevu. How can you engage such youths? Because those are the majority, again, if you look at it critically.
I think the first thing I want to ask is that whoever runs a business in Zambia should have a bankable record. This is where I want I've engaged the banks actually to preach more on financial literacy. You understand? So anyone who is running a barbershop, whatever that you are doing, please have your finances bankable. But because when you want to go to borrow money, they will ask to say, do you have an account? And most unfortunately, most of the people don't have the bank account. And this is where also financial discipline comes in. You know that we are living on hand to mouth. You get money, you spend.
Yes.
You get money, you spend.
Yes.
But do you know that when you put money into the bank, you need to make a plan now.
But the money is not consistent again.
Exactly, it could not be consistent, but it is also important that you begin in the little way to have your money discipline measures. Because one of it is that, like you mentioned, a youth who has got a barbershop in Kawata, Chawama, Mandevu, Kanyama, Matero, whatever you can mention it, he can tell those people that at the time when you are closing, tomorrow in the morning, bank the money into this account. My brother, one pin from those, it will make 4 pin. 4 pin the following day is banked. Another 4 pin the following day is banked. At the end of the day, that guy will have an opportunity to pay the salaries, decent salaries to these workers. 1. 2, you have also time to go and borrow from the bank because they need to see how disciplined. In short, the reason why banks ask for a bankable record, they want to see how disciplined are you in using money terms. Because some of our youths, or some of our brothers and sisters out there, you are aware that today you get a loan, you go and buy a Jeep. The next day you see, you'll be the only bonanza at a bar, buying the whole beer for people to drink.
We have seen contractors and youths.
Exactly. So you look at that. Now, for the contractor now, if you are there and there's a contractor, please contact us because we want to finance you. Because actually, MDI is the promoter of local companies participating in an economy in order for us to reach sustainable development.
Okay.
So what you have done, you have engaged the banks that our contractors need to be financed. And they have given us a package that suits them. You don't need to have a collateral. MDI will be your collateral.
Okay.
That's what you have done.
Fantastic.
So in those terms, we are telling them to say, we want to discipline how you use your money so that we can revamp this country together because we believe when we have local companies participating in an economy who have money in the country, and that is the circulation of the money, and you have the dollar control. This time around, my brother, all the money goes to the foreign companies.
Yes.
What do the youths do today? They go and get a contract. They go and acquire a tender. Once they have that tender, they sell it to other people who have got muscles, and these people are outside the country. They sterilize this money and go and finance other people's countries. We are calling countries developed, but they have been developed by African countries who are selling contract to them.
Okay. Okay. Mr. Mvombo, I'll allow you to give your concluding remarks, but allow me to make a call that is obviously away from what we are discussing. We need to get in touch with a named gentleman. I will be introducing him on air. His phone is ringing right now. Good morning, Mr. Smarter. Hello?
Yes?
This is Tapelo Joe Smarter calling you from Camnet TV.
Yes?
Yes, sir. We were told that you are live actually on air on Rise and Thrive Breakfast Show.
Yeah?
Yes, sir. We were told that you needed to clarify. There's a story that we read.
There's nothing to clarify, sir. You've already reported the lies. Good day.
Okay, but we're giving you a chance to clarify. Okay, so we gave Mr. Smarter a chance to clarify that, number one, he was chased out of Livingstone, in Choma rather, where they had their first provincial elective. He was chased from there. Then we've given him a chance to clarify because he accused us that we reported wrongly. He has failed to clarify. And may I make mention that one of the presidential aspirants who is now supporting Mr. Keith Mwemba, Mr. Godfrey Chikumbi, did make mention that Mr. Smarter has categorically said that he is a friend of Mr. Andrew Kamanga, and the members are saying that he should not be around any FARS General Assembly because he needs to express interest. He can't be part of the FARS organizing committee or be part of FARS. It's there on our Facebook page. We cover events as they come. So he accused us. He actually called our boss. So we gave him a chance to clarify matters. He has failed to clarify. He's saying we reported lies, which is not the case. He has failed to clarify. Dear viewers, you've seen it for yourselves. He's cut our call. Okay, we put that. It's water under the bridge. Mr. Muvombo, your concluding remarks, and we just have to bring in the gentleman because we pride ourselves as an independent media house, very factual, very objective, Christian-oriented. We do not report lies. Please,
maybe before I go to my concluding remarks, football is something that unites us as a country.
Exactly.
And each and everyone who moves out there wants to associate himself with football.
Exactly.
Because that's where we get excitement, we release our stress and everything. But you see, we are calling on the FARS to put their house in order.
Please.
And it's not a battle for brand. It's something that we need just to see somebody emerging as a reader to read that house, okay, for continuity purpose. And also we want to call that there should be order in the way they elect whoever is going to be a reader.
It should be fair.
We are not interested actually to name, but actually what we are calling is that there should be free and fair election and elect a reader who is going to read football the next tenure of office. But suffice to say that we don't want also politicians to take center stage and take sides and then politicize the football, because at the end of the day, we are the people that are going to suffer sanctions out there. So we want them to be in that. But that's just my comment that I'm giving to them.
Okay.
Coming back to what we are discussing, my closing remarks is that I think we have agreed that the Constitution is not static. The Constitution is dynamic.
Okay.
And therefore, as human beings evolving, we keep on experiencing new things, the law must change. And the changing of the Constitution, we are only calling on the government to sizen the debate. I don't want the way it is going right now, because government will be put in a situation where every day they need to respond. They need to call for press briefing to respond to rise patroned by the opposition. I'm calling on the ruling government to make sure that they sizen the debate, quickly come up with the content of that amendment, and release it to the public. What would this do? It will make sure that it is sizen the debate. Now, people will start debating issues, and rather than cast suspicions to say, no, they want to do this, like you are mentioning, no, they want to bring in this, they want to increase this. So there is a lot of speculation out there that actually government will look bad at the end of the day, and if you're not careful, you can lose in an election. You understand? Because people count you in a wrong way. So quickly, what government needs to be done is, I'm asking the Minister of Justice, I'm asking the people that are advancing this opinion to make sure that they come to the aid of the president by releasing certain clauses, such as Public Order Act, which the opposition has been complaining, okay? Such as the laws that we talked about, you know, combating crimes. We have got laws of to do with ACC, you know. We have got laws to do with a lot of things that are not going well in this country. And the basis of all is the law. And unfortunately, we cannot avoid talking about the law, because it's one that governs us.
Exactly.
If you want to see ourselves, we see ourselves through what? The Constitution. So amending the Constitution does not mean that you have got an ill intent. It only entails that we need to change certain clauses that do not favor the current situation. That's what I've told you to say. It's not that the 156 constituents under the limitation, these are the only constituents we had since independence. No.
Okay.
At one time, we had actually very little constituencies.
So it was amended.
So it was amended. So amending is an ongoing process. And the law keeps on changing depending. That's why when you go to court today, there's a constitution, there's a CPC there. But apart from the two, the judge himself has got also an opinion, which is respected. You understand? There's what they call precedence. So a judge will preside over an opinion and give his own opinion. It will not be in the Constitution. It will not be in the CPC. But he has used his own wisdom to say, no, according to this situation, which is not found anywhere, I think the right thing to do is this one. I'll give you the one example. When we are almost coming to a constitutional crisis because of the term limit for the president, you saw the board decision that came from the judges, pronouncing themselves, giving an opinion, and they have rested that case. You get the point. But when you go back to the Constitution, it's very difficult for you to come up with that opinion. You understand? So what I mean is that as long as humanity lives, life keep on evolving. Different situation comes in, and we need different laws to be produced and support the Constitution. So we should agree that amending the Constitution is to address one, the fair representation of our youths, the fair representation of our women, and other issues that the Public Order Act and other laws that governs this country in terms of acquisition. Like example, why should we have 20% on each contract as a benefit to Zambian people? You only give it 20% for them to. My brother, in the whole contract of 100%, we need to be talking about our neighbor Malawi. They are moving at 30%. We also need to move like that. So what I'm trying to call is...
As we go.
Yes, as we go. I'm trying to urge that there are a lot of things that we need to change to favor the local companies, local contractors, local people to participate in an economy, financial institution, all these regulations. But for us to do that, unfortunately, we can't avoid that animal in the building. That is the constitution. We have to amend it. But to sizen the debate, I'm calling on government to release the content of what needs to be amended so that we limit the debate from speculation to real issues.
Okay.
Thank you, my brother.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Mvumbo. You said people should get in touch with you. Can you give out your number and obviously how they can get in touch with you?
Thank you. Our number is 0976 775544. 0976 775544. Please, you can either text. Sometimes to reach on the direct call is not possible. Sometimes you can use WhatsApp on the same number so that I'm able to respond when I sit and I'll be able to get back to you. I'm calling on a lot of contractors out there who are Zambian contractors, but they've got business which they are trending, and that business need financing. I'm saying come and approach MDI, who have banks that you have started engaging already, like banks like Access Bank. They have called for a citizen financial illiteracy, which is going to be conducted at Courtyard on the 28th of March. So I'm calling more of our suppliers and the local companies to go to Kitwe and participate, because from there they say knowledge is power. You will know how these banks are coming to aid financing instruments that are going to make sure that you don't fail in executing your jobs. So we are calling on you to approach us. We'll tell you the right banks to approach and how you can approach them to make sure that there's a fair in the way we do business. What are we trying to address here? We don't want you local contractors, suppliers to be selling your contracts to foreigners who are actually standardizing this money to the benefit of their countries. We want Zambian money to remain in Zambia. And how we can do it, we support the president by making sure that we engage financial institutions to come and remove the collateral which has been hindering the development of this country, and make sure that our people, our young people on the street, business people on the street are able to acquire financial support for them to deliver on their projects. Thank you, my brother.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Mvumbo. And thank you, the viewers out there, the major stakeholders. Remember, we're also live on Mvumbo TV as well. Thank you so much. As an independent, factual, balanced, fair TV station, we give a platform to each and every person out there. We are open. So in an event that Mr. Smarter wants to come and sit on this platform to discuss issues of football and to clarify certain matters, he's more than welcome. In fact, we extend that invitation to him. Mr. Mvumbo, thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you very much, and I want also to thank the management of this TV to have given, at least from the time of its existence, equal opportunity, different politicians, NGOs, church leaders. They have been coming here to give an opinion. Exactly. And I'm sure we, as a developing country, we should reach a stage where we respect opinions. Exactly. And opinion needs to be given an opportunity to be heard. The difference in me and you should not be enmity in society, but we have to have time, we dialogue, and we see how best we can forge ahead. And keep on inviting people so that they come and give their decent views for us to develop this country. We need this opinion to be pouring on this radio station, because that people who cannot afford to come and debate these issues here, they can also listen, and we can move as one country, because we're one Zambia, one nation.
Exactly. I like your emphasis on unity, Mr. Mvumbo. These two things define you: unity and development.
Exactly.
Please, I can only say we can only wish you God's blessings as you continue on that endeavor. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much,
Mr. Winter Mvumbo, the MDI director, and he was appearing obviously here on Camnet TV. Where else? Thank you so much to all the viewers out there. Like I said, Mvumbo TV was also live, and also Camnet TV. Please like our page. We are yet to make a big announcement. You are not prepared for this, but it's coming. We will be able to announce it. I have been your host, Joe Smarter Tapelo is my name. on behalf of my director upstairs, it's bye-bye. We'll see you when you see us. Good morning.